Okay, so at this point in the course, we've created this site, and basically, we've learned all the basic stuff up to now. So we've learned all the building blocks of CSS and HTML, and what we're going to get into now is, more complex topics, but to me, they're the fun stuff. So you're going to start to see the fruits of your labor. You're going to start to, we're going to add some cool stuff to the site, and we're going to create some extra sites as well, and you're going to start seeing like all these building blocks that you learned. You're going to start to see them come to fruition. You're like, oh, I get what's going on now. So I think the rest of this course is going to be very exciting. And what we're going to do right now is, and you're going to see this a lot throughout the rest of the course, is we're going to add some JavaScript functionality. Okay, so what is JavaScript? Let's look it up. So here we go at the top here, straight from Google. JavaScript is an object-oriented computer programming language. Don't worry about that. But then we go on, commonly used to create interactive effects within web browsers. So what are interactive effects within web browsers? If you remember in the last, well, not in the last, in the responsive lesson, we came over here and we edited this JavaScript down here to link correctly to Bootstrap's JavaScript. So it was like, had like dist something here, and we edited it so that it would link correctly to this bootstrap.min.js file. And what happened when we did that? So what we saw is this button was functional after we did that. So see how this changes? It creates interactivity, an interactive nature between the site user or visitor and the site. And the result is almost like this magical effect. So people come to your site, they can interact with it, they see all this cool stuff going on, and they're like little like added pieces to improve the user experience. And what happens is the client that you're developing the site for, the site user that's there, they start to think like, you're some website genius and you've been building sites forever. It creates a great professional world-class experience for your site users. So what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to piggyback Bootstrap's JavaScript that they've already written for us. So what does that mean? What I'm saying is we're not going to go too in depth of how to use, or not how to, but what JavaScript is in this course, but we are going to learn how to use the stuff that Bootstrap's already written for us. And then after this course, you can, I think you'll be really excited about what JavaScript does and can do in a site, and I recommend you to go on and keep learning about it. But for now, we're gonna learn, how to use Bootstrap's JavaScript that they've written for us to make our site, function and just provide a great user experience for our visitors. So for the first trick, what we're gonna do today is a feature called Scrollspy. So let me show you this. We have our Massive Academy site here. And what we're going to do is see this header right here? See how as I go through the section, see it's red right here on home? And then I go through the sections, oh, we're in the about section, so about gets highlighted. Now we're in the workshop section, so workshop gets highlighted. And well, we'll get there eventually. We're in the team section, so now team gets highlighted. So you get the point. We're going to add this to our 1 million line site here so that these get highlighted when we scroll down. So how do we do that? Let's go over to the Bootstrap site. And let's click on their JavaScript link. And we got Scrollspy right here. So you can see the demo within there as well. See how it's changing as I'm scrolling? Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so usage. We're going to use this via data attributes. So to easily add Scrollspy behavior to your top bar navigation, add data spy equals scroll to the element you want to spy on. Most typically, this would be the body section. And then add the data target attribute. So let's start off with the first one, data spy scroll. And it says most typically would be the body attribute or body tag. And for us, this is true. So I'm going to go over here, find our body tag, and we're going to do We'll just highlight this to make sure we're doing it right. Copy, data spy scroll, and then we want to add this data target attribute. So data target equals, and what do we want to put in here? Attribute with the ID or class of the parent element of any bootstrap.nav component. Okay, so what the heck does that mean? Basically what it's saying is that where's the data target that you want to update, the way it looks. So this is the data target here. For us, the data target is right here. So let's inspect this element. And our unordered list is underneath this class navbar collapse. So what I'm going to do is put right here. Let me make sure if we want, so we want to show that it's a class by including this period here. So we're going to say dot navbar collapse. Now we're going to come over here, reload our page. See how now the who we are section just got highlighted. The get involved section, once we scroll down to it, gets highlighted. Now let's look at this. So basically what it's doing is it's just updating. See this list class active? It's just updating that. So once get involved gets highlighted, you'll see this active right here go away. You'll see it move to right here. So boom. See that? And then we can look at how we're styling active. So we can click within here and we see right here navbar inverse, navbar, nav active, and we're styling the link to have a color of white. So let's just show for example, and just for obvious, you can't miss what's going on here. So look, now when we scroll back over to who we are, boom, that updates. So we're just updating the active class on these link attributes here. But let's reload the page. Beautiful. This works great. Just, little small things that create a good experience for your user. And you're like, oh, this is magic. How's this working? Well, what we've done is, we've set it up perfectly here by linking these hrefs, the ID of who to who down here, the ID of get involved to get involved down here. So we set it up ourselves. So everything's good here. We've implemented the Scrollspy thing correctly. Okay, so we have this working. And one thing that's kind of bothering me is you see how we're seeing the get involved section here, yet who we are still highlighted. It takes all the way till we get halfway through involved for it to change. So I want to fix that. And luckily, Bootstrap provides us with this. So we use the via data attributes. We could have done via JavaScript. We'll see that later. But right here is this options. They have this data offset option. Description pixels to offset from top when calculating position of scroll. So basically what that means is that, we're coming down here. How offset do you want it to be till it changes right there? So I want it to be higher up. So I'm going to say about 50 pixels. So what we have to do is where we use the data spy and data target, now we have this data offset option. And I'm just going to say 50 pixels. And that's going to say, originally it changes right about here. Now it's going to change about 50 pixels higher. So, probably somewhere around here. So let's go ahead and reload this page. And now you see it, change around this region instead of before it was like right there. All right, so I really like this functionality. Looks good now. Changes, beautiful. Okay, so got that working. And we saw in the last lessons how to push it to GitHub. You can do that if you want. You can push it to Dropbox. It's as simple as, I'm going to go ahead and just take this out. But it's as simple as, putting this, we don't want to do that. Copy it, paste it, come over here, right click on index, Copy public link. Go. And you see it functioning, working great, live and online. So we got that working. Awesome. That's our first trick with JavaScript, and we'll move on to the next lesson.